Oh, I got to put my screen.
Oh, here we are, cold open time. So we don't do these much, but we're going to do a part 2, Richard. So you're going to tell us all about what we did in the before times. Then we're going to talk about this one. But before we get into it, while you're getting all set up, I had an encounter with a snake.
With a snake? With a snake?
Yeah.
A snake?
So I was at the lake. I was swimming in the water. And I've never seen a snake while I've been in the water. And my son goes to the dock, climbs up, gets up there, and he starts yelling, "Snake!"
You know what a snake is? It's a river shark.
Well, pretty much. So I'm
shark of the river.
I'm sitting on this lily pad, which is just like a big foam thing that floats on the water. And I see it. And I'm the only one in the water on this lily pad. Tiffany and my son are on the dock watching this thing. Guess where it's headed for, Richard?
Your face.
It's coming right for me on that lily pad. It was only like 1.5 feet, so it wasn't huge. But I'm watching it from a distance, and it's swimming. I'm like, it's coming over here. It's swimming. It's coming over here. So I had a noodle. Yeah, I know. I was a little worried because I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to get in the water.
Don't throw the noodle at it because then it's going to think it's another snake.
That's true. But no, when it got maybe like 15 feet, I just hit the water with the noodle and it waved. Like it made the snake didn't wave.
Yeah,
it made
it probably thought you were coming onto it.
Yeah. Whoa, man. That explains why what happened the night before.
I knew it.
Yeah. But no, when I did that
now
water
there's
wave,
going to be some half snake, half Shawn running around.
Are you my dad? But no, when I did that, it swam away. And I watched it go all the way in the middle of the lake and it went over to the neighbor's dock. And I was like, that's your snake now. Keep it away from me.
Wow.
Yeah, they weren't there, though. They were gone.
Put your neighbors at risk like that.
Well, they weren't there.
Yeah, but it could still, it's probably like sitting in their toilet.
Oh, it's probably like horny now, too.
Yeah, just waiting.
Yeah.
Sitting there thinking about that pool noodle.
Ooh, he's like, oh, a big pink pool noodle. Short
thinking about what happened the night before.
But I chose my adventure that day, Richard. And I survived.
Well, you're going to choose your adventure today, sir.
Ooh, let's do it.
You're going to finish choosing your adventure.
Just like the other night.
Where you finished. I'm going to start the show now.
Okay.
What's up, everybody? I'm Richard.
And I'm Shawn.
And we are speaking the continuance of the Language of Bromance.
Oh, Richard. So I'm hoping there's less life on corpse lovemaking per the last. So this is part 2 of BroVenture, our second attempt at a choose your own adventure kind of storyline. And the last one, so we did 2. We started 1.
We did 2. We started 1. We did 1, and then we started the second one.
And let's just say the first one, it got weird. And I'm like, that's a dead body, isn't it? And guess what, Richard? It was a dead body.
It was a dead body.
Yeah. But fill us in on story number 2, the title, and where we were and where we left off.
Okay, so we were in the beginnings of the story known as Death Song, and this was by Endmaster is the username that submitted Death Song.
Best author names ever. Choose your own adventure, and then Amazon sex books.
So what you were, Shawn, is you were. It seemed like you were kind of like a farmer's boy that wandered into a bar.
I wanted to go for adventure.
Yeah, and there were some people there, and they were like, hey, you should join the army. And then you saw some really cool dudes sitting around drinking, and they were like, hey, we're mercenaries. And then you were like, I want to be a mercenary. And so they were like, hey, don't be a little pansy boy.
Yeah,
and
they called me a sheep banger.
They did.
Yeah. I was like, And then I killed one of them.
You did? You
did? Shot him with an arrow.
Yep, that happened. So we were about 5 minutes in to that story, and at that point, you have already committed murder on one of your fellow mercenary company members.
You know what that's better than, though? Necrophilia.
You know what? I can measurably say yes, that is very true.
Although I shouldn't have chose.
I'm not trying to kink shame. So if
I shouldn't have chose the non-allowed option of make sweet, sweet love to the person I just shot, but I figured you'd allow it.
Times. All right. Let's see. Okay. So you had joined the mercenary company and some crazy shit happened, but you decided you were sticking with it.
Yep. My choice was to say, nope, skin out or go to the army or stay with the mercenaries. And I wanted to stay with the mercenaries.
You were staying with the mercenaries. Okay. So now the continuation of Shawn's death song.
Yeah.
This isn't going to be easy, and you're going to have to be tough. But you remember that you're doing this for your family.
Got to do it for my family.
You quickly search the body, which didn't have that much to begin with. He was always a broke bastard, spent all his money on gambling. I'll miss taking his money, that's for sure.
I'll take it one last time.
You're probably waiting to take that sword of his since it looks in way better condition than your rusted hunk of iron. This is Dimitri talking. Your bow seems to do the job just fine, though. His armor, too. And hurry up. We got to meet the boss. He's got another job for us, no doubt. As you're stripping off some of the armor, Dimitri notices something on your back. What the hell is that? Is that a fucking loot?
Dimitri, can you turn around? I get nervous when I dress in front of people.
What are you doing with a lute? You think that you're some sort of bard or something? We don't have need for such things. Get rid of it. No, it's mine, you defiantly say.
No, it's mine. I love art and making music. I got a song in my soul and I gotta let it out.
You wonder if this show of courage has gotten you into a whole mess of trouble that you don't want, but fortunately it doesn't. He kills one shithead, and now he thinks he's a tough guy. All right, pig farmer, keep your sissy loot, but it's just more weight for you to carry, and you better not be falling behind. Come on, men, let's go. The boss is waiting for us. You too, loot boy.
That's better than pig farmer.
So your mercenary life begins. Oh, Shawn, we're flashing forward now.
Ready? Oh, damn.
A year passes. You're currently back in the Zalan Empire on a break in between missions. While most of your buddies are drinking up their pay and spending it on whores, you take this opportunity to visit your family and give them your payment and spoils of battle as usual.
Oh, I like to invest my money. I want to retire early. These guys, they're just living way above their means.
It's a 401k for a mercenary. You think about how much you've traveled and experienced. Not all of it good, but then killing is never pretty. Some of the jobs are very straightforward. There's some orc barbarians on the borders that have been pillaging our lands, and you don't have a problem with it. Other missions start falling into a gray area.
Uh-oh.
Your last job involves some Aussie Republic senator hiring the company to take out some secessionists that wanted to form their own country. It wasn't clean, and it was definitely not fun. The secessionists actually had a reasonable complaint about leaving the Republic, saying that it was corrupt and that their representatives didn't care about them. But being a mercenary means you don't take sides for moral or ideological reasons.
What do you mean your government doesn't care for you? They sent us.
You do it for money.
Yeah.
It's not just that, though. Some of the things that have been done, well, you can't say you're too proud of. Granted, you've never actively engaged in some of the less moral and outright criminal things that your mercenary comrades have, but you certainly know about them, and it almost makes you feel like you're guilty of it as well.
Oh, guilty by association.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should write a song about it.
As for how you cope with some of the stuff, you tend to keep to yourself and play your lute.
Yeah.
Which has oddly made you a little more accepted. Seems there are more than a few musical lovers in the company. Even the captain doesn't mind you indulging in your little hobby. The captain is a huge man who you know gets pleasure from killing and mayhem. He spent a lifetime doing it. In fact, you have a hard time believing that he has a family that he goes to visit, but who knows? You spend the time with your family and tell them of some of the things you've seen and exciting places you've been to. Of course, never going into too much detail about the darker side of things. Your brothers and sisters enjoy the tales as well. Your mom senses that there's probably more to them, but doesn't ask too many questions. She does always ask if you're okay and says that you don't have to keep doing it, but you always reply that you're fine and you're just a little tired.
After I break down crying and throw myself into her arms.
Mommy.
Mom, the things I've seen and done. Ooh.
The guards are telling, when your time is done, you say goodbye to them to meet the rest of your company. But things seem to be even more chaotic than usual around here. People are rushing around and an air of concern seems to be pervading the city. The guards are telling people to calm down or there will be martial law. And you hear something passing about an attack on a city. You don't really listen because you're in a hurry to meet up with your company, and which you find hanging out in a tavern as usual. Heard the guards have been cracking down on the city, Dimitri says. No, but what's going on? The city seems to be in a state of panic. Didn't you hear? Undead happened, my pig farming friend. A whole shitload of them took over the city of Neuro. Can you believe it? That place was supposed to be unconquerable.
Undead?
Dimitri says, undead.
Oh. Listen, I heard a story about this. I need to know where you guys stand on love-making and bodies.
How, you ask? Hell if I know. Guess some rogue wizards got hooked up in that necromancy shit hardcore. Must have been some demonologists there too, since we heard reports of demons too. Not the supposedly civilized type either. They'll rip off your head and shit down your neck kind.
That doesn't seem very convenient.
There's rogue demons in Neuro too? Of course not. They all escaped and are now running around in the countryside. Heard they're heading for the Toulon Kingdom. You're having a hard time digesting all this as the rest of your comrades are still drinking and partying like nothing is wrong.
Oh, guys, I am not drunk enough for this.
Your dad had once told you tales of a being called the Great Lich Lord that existed many centuries ago and who nearly killed the world.
Uh-oh.
Scared the hell out of you then, and it doesn't make you feel too good now.
Oh, Dad might have been onto something. I always thought he was a crazy bastard, but maybe he knew something I didn't.
Dimitri says, just means more work for us and also means more loot. You could get more loot to buy a new loot. Because
and then you can get some booty to get some more booty.
No sooner has Dimitri said this little bit of wisdom when the boss steps in the doorway. He's nasty looking as always, but this time he looks even more so than usual. We got a new job. This one came across rather unexpectedly. Ran to a dwarven representative, and we're now in the employ of a dwarven clan somewhere near the southern Toulon borders. With the occurrence of this Neuro incident, they're expecting some shit to spill over into the lands, and they want some extra help. This is pretty surprising since dwarves aren't known to pay for mercenaries, let alone the likes of us. That place is a meat grinder. There's no profit to be had anywhere near there, Cal pipes up. Will you just pick up your panties and get your pansy ass back home and stay there then?
You know, I'm getting a lot of toxic masculinity coming out of this group. We need to have an HR meeting.
The dwarves are paying well, and that's the job. Take it or get out of my company, the captain says. Weren't there reports of demons running through the area, you ask? So? Maybe even undead. Who knows if those necromancer bastards started spreading their plague yet? We'll leave tomorrow. You think on this fucked up situation and seriously start reconsidering your career choice. Are you going to leave the mercenary company or stick with it?
I feel like at this point I got to stick with it.
You're sticking with it? You can't stop just because it's looking tough. You got your family to think about. You're staying. Arrival in the Dwarven Lands is met with caution. The dwarves obviously know of the Chimera Company's reputation, and a small group of them motion the boss to just talk to him directly. A deal seems to be made when the dwarves leave to go back to their underground home. All right, apparently there have been demons running up and down through the area. The dwarves are preparing defenses in case they try to invade underground. Apparently, they consider their underground city takes precedence, so their main force is there. However, they still have plenty of mines above ground and not nearly enough dwarves to defend them all. Now, it's been said demons have been heading right here, but a lot of them have still been fucking around and are generally wrecking shit for the fun of it. Collapsing even the sturdy minds of the dwarves on their heads seems to be amusing to them, so our goal is to make things bothersome enough for them that they'll leave the dwarves alone and go elsewhere.
These demons sound a lot like the ancient creatures I've heard of called gremlins.
Demon hunting in the mines is actually a very mundane job. They certainly are horrible-looking creatures and very vicious, but after the first few times, you get used to it. The particular demons have an insect-like appearance, so maybe that's why they behave the way they do. They aren't very tough in the scheme of things, but like Maury said, there do seem to be a lot.
Wait, so
after one of the harder battles,
before we jump into our car and get going, I play some music. Carry on my wayward son.
After one of the harder battles, Maury is attempting to catch his breath. Dimitri notices a large silver deposit. You're next to the silver that's just there for the taking. He quietly whispers to you that you and him, Dimitri says, that you and him should waylay Maury and take some of the silver. Leave his body to be munched on by a wandering demon. You're not really for this plan, and you say no. But Dimitri begins to argue, and Maury notices the both of you. I'm not doing it. Dimitri takes the opportunity of distraction and hits Maury in the face with a silver bar he lifted off the ground.
So me and the one guy were going to hit the other guy, but the other guy hit him first?
No, you and Dimitri were going to... Dimitri was trying to talk you into killing Maury, basically. But Maury came over to find out what you guys were talking about, and then he seemed a little distracted, so then Dimitri and him started fighting. So now you have the option, who are you going to help? Are you going to help Dimitri, or are you going to help Maury?
I want to help Maury. He's the one who just came over and didn't have any ill intentions, right?
Right.
Yep, that's who I'm helping.
You've had enough. You're not going to help or stand by for another immoral act performed by your coworkers. It's bad enough that it goes on, but it doesn't mean that you need to let it. You run Dimitri through the back with your sword. He yells out in pain, but still manages to swing his armored fist to strike you in the face, and you fall to the ground.
Ow! The gremlins send the regards.
He wheezes and calls you a loot boy and a pig fucker as he attempts to step towards you, only to fall to his knees. At this point, Maury has recovered and cleaves Dimitri's skull in with his axe.
Yeah.
I guess you must be one of the few with a conscience in the company, eh? I guess so, you reply.
Yeah,
or perhaps you knew it would be better if I lived so you could find a way out of this maze. Actually, I hadn't even thought about that. I just couldn't let him kill and rob you like that. Why the hell are you hooked up with a bunch of us then? Money to help the family. Besides, it's not that bad. Okay, if you say so, Maury says. However, this little incident is going to cost your company. We warned your captain that if any evidence of treachery occurred, we weren't paying them shit, and this deal was off. But can't we just keep a secret? You say?
Yeah, can't we keep a secret?
Look, you're not a bad person, but you're hanging out with bad people. The only reason we hired you in the first place is because you are effective, and you're the only mercenary company insane enough to do a job like this. But a deal's a deal. Your captain apparently doesn't have control over his men like he thinks, because I'm sure he wanted you all. Yeah, but everyone will probably blame me and my life will be in danger. Well, Mori says, I'm sorry about that, but that's the price you pay for the company you keep. Look, I'll tell you what, because you helped me, I'll take you back to the entrance and you could leave. Should at least give you a head start. Maybe even I'll tell him you died before this happened. You could just hide out and stay out of sight without anyone looking for you. You follow Mori in a daze. You're surprised that he doesn't insist that you walk in front of him, but then it's probably because he trusts you that you're not a murderer. You also realize you recognize this part of the mind and could probably find your way back from here. You shake your head and take a deep breath. Hey, Mori, you say? Mori says, whoa! An arrow goes right through Mori's mouth and out the other side of his head.
I shot him, didn't I?
Another arrow goes through his eye and he ceases his struggle. While you solve the problem of Mori telling anyone, now you have to cover your own tracks.
This doesn't feel very choose your own adventure-y. I should have got to choose this.
I know, right?
I mean, I was going to do that, but...
You pull the arrows out and run as quickly as you can to the entrance, leaving demons to feed upon Mori's body.
That's me running.
Oh, okay. Oh God. Yeah, time's just like shooting forward.
37 years later, you're old sitting on your porch.
Over, you get back to the job as usual. 4 years have passed
since
the neuro incident, and things have gotten much worse in the world. The Necromancer Lord has conquered the Brock Kingdom. A demon lord called Velzix conquered the Tulin Kingdom, and both are expanding, and a so-called Grand Alliance of Nations doesn't seem to be doing much good. You summon your loot in an abandoned general store by yourself, and you hear someone speak. Pretty good playing. Wish my kind appreciated some more of the subtle things in life. You turn your head and you see a demon. It's not very tall and is dressed up. He must be one of the civilized demons who realign themselves with their demonic natures and flocked to Velzix when he took over the Tulin Kingdom. He doesn't seem hostile, but you drop your loot and draw your weapon. Before you can yell a warning, he speaks. Before you go warning your friends, I should warn you that there is a very large group of my fellow kin surrounding this village. You kill me and they'll attack, and quite frankly, I don't fancy your chances. However, I got a deal that can be worth your while. What can it hurt to listen to me? You can always kill me afterwards.
Oh my God, is it a loot battle?
Are you going to listen to the demon, or are you going to attack the demon?
Ooh, I think the demon went down to Georgia looking for a soul to steal.
He's in a bind.
Yeah. Let's listen to what this demon has to say.
You're going to listen to the demon. Speak, demon, but make it quick. Glad you're willing to be reasonable. My name is Big Red.
That's a stupid demon name.
Your company and everyone in it is doomed to the infernal plains when they die, I'm afraid. Your captain's deeds alone make him one of the most sought-after souls in hell. He used to be much worse before he got married, but women often make men weak like that. That's great. That's a weird line. Not me. Yeah, you too. I understand that you're probably the most moral person in the company, but this whole company has been targeted by hell, and hell gets what it wants. I'm not talking about Velzix. Velzix is just another demon with a big dick complex. If I trust my judgment, he's not going to last another year in his current status. He'll probably either be dead by one of you mortals or that little necromancer. Wish I'd known about him sooner. Things could have been a lot different. Anyway, seeing as how you're all doomed to hell, I figured it would be nice if I got direct credit for bringing you there. Bringing in evil souls yourself is one of the few things that makes hell all worth it. You get all sorts of perks. However, if I just call in reinforcements now, to have your guys get ripped from limb, I won't get direct credit. The souls will just be gathered willy-nilly, and then I gotta go argue with fucking collectors and lawyers and all that other shit about who killed who and who gets credit, which will just result in nobody getting credit.
I get your pain.
It doesn't help me out at all.
It's okay, baked bread.
What is it you want from me exactly?
What do you want from me, baked bread?
It's Big Red.
Okay, baked bread.
You heard me. I want you to take out the sentries and distract your fellows for as long as possible while my boys sneak up on this village and strike with as little resistance as possible. To sweeten the deal, I'll try to tell my boys not to target you while you try to escape the mayhem. I'm not making any promises, though. Killing rampages among my kind encourage indiscriminate killing. You'll be on your own. However, it gives you a small chance of survival, and by agreeing to this plan, it gives me direct credit as the mastermind of this cunning plan. Getting other demons to kill isn't any kind of feat, but employing a mortal to help is looked upon as more favorable. So do we have a deal?
So all I'm getting is an opportunity, but he's saying I'm going to die either way, right?
It sounds like if you refuse the deal, then death seems certain.
Yeah.
If you take the deal, you might have a chance to survive.
Okay.
And I will say, I don't know, if it was me, I'd probably take the deal because I'm not really like emotionally invested in these guys anyway.
That's what I was thinking. I'm going to shake Baked Bread's hand and go with the deal.
Big Red, you heard me. It's a deal, but make a damn good effort for your kin not to target me and not to go chasing me either. Fortunately, at this point, the demons have gotten into position and strike. Most of the company is so bewildered by what has occurred between you and the sentries that they're unprepared. Your captain immediately stops pursuit of you when a particularly large demon jumps on top of him from one of the rooftops. You see more coming and continue to make your escape. As you run away from the village, a few demons pass by you and don't attack.
Woo! Baked Bread had my back.
Big Red suddenly appears in front of you. Thanks, friend. Now for your reward, he says as he puts his fist through your chest, which kills you instantly.
Oh, damn it.
You don't know how much time has passed, but you eventually hear Big Red speaking to you. Get up, I need your word. Huh, you say in a daze? Did I not get you to distract the Chimera Company in an effort to collect all their souls? Yeah, you continue to say in a daze. You start shaking the cobwebs and see that you're in a completely different place. A very bad place. Big Red and another much bigger demon are talking. You see the rest of your company in the distance, naked and in chains. This entire landscape is barren and has a reddish hue and is uncomfortably hot.
Uh-oh.
You, Shawn, are in Florida.
Oh, damn it. Look, there's alligators all over the place.
Okay, you'll get credit for all these souls. Hang on, I want to keep this one. He has certain talents, and he did allow all this to happen. Big Red says, pointing at you.
Oh, whew.
Very well. That's your right. Just sign here and there, and okay. Big Red looks pleased with himself as the souls are taken away. I'm in hell? But what about the deal, you say? You broke the deal. I don't belong here. No, I didn't. I said my fellows wouldn't harm you, not that I wouldn't. Besides, you made a deal with me, which damned you in the first place. You definitely belong here.
Oh, he tricked me. I knew we should have had a loot off.
The reality of the situation has caused a massive amount of fear within you. You're in hell and there's no escape. You can't even attack Big Red. He's got a permanent magical hold on you. Now, what's your problem? I just saved your soul from being eternally tormented by my superiors. They'll probably be eating them and shitting them out, only to eat them again for who knows how long. You're going to play me at my home. You're going to play for me at my home in the Blood Hills. Trust me, it's not nearly as bloody as the name makes out. I do appreciate things like music.
Oh, he's got me as his own personal bard.
Minstrel. Yeah, you're his minstrel. A sexy female demon comes out of one room of his home. You can't help but stare. She barely acknowledges you at all, though. I've been waiting for you, Big Red. So did the deal go down well? Why are people in his own house calling him Big Red? This is weird.
Should be baked bread. You know what? I've been trying to figure out what I want to name my ghost in Destiny, and I just figured it out. My ghost's name is Baked Bread.
Like pulled pork.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it could have gone better, but was still a good haul. So how is it really going with Velzix? He's probably going to lose as predicted. I can sense it. Anyone with half a brain can. The whole world is going to eventually become a graveyard. And the undead are no fun. That's why I came back here.
Oh, shit. We just landed on a middle management, middle class house in hell.
Yeah, you did. My house is your house. Let's put on some music, shall we? Big Red points to you. You, go pick up that mandolin over there and start playing something on those music sheets that got set up. Sit over there and continue playing until I say stop, which won't be anytime soon.
A please would be nice.
Once again, you feel the need to comply. You do exactly as Big Red commands as he and the girl head to a bedroom. He then stops to turn to you. Oh, I don't know if you realized it at the Soul Market, but your captain was not there. You know why? Because he managed to somehow fucking escape death. Now, I can blame the idiots that were working for me for allowing him to escape, but I figured since I got you anyway, it would be more fun to blame you. Enjoy playing music for all eternity.
Oh, man.
You don't quite understand that remark until you begin playing the mandolin. You start to feel excruciating pain all over. Your mind is tormented with negative emotions, causing you great distress as well. Big Red has made it so your greatest love, which is music, causes you pain, and you can never stop playing. All you can do is suffer. The end.
Oh. Shout. Shout. Shout at the devil. Well, we got a little bit of time. Let's go back. What if I decided to kill Big Red? Can we get back to that point? Can we go to that quick save?
Yes. Let's see. You're doing that. You're doing that. Maury. So you're
Red.
just attacking. You're attacking the demon. You're not even listening to his story.
No, I listened to a story, but then the second one wasn't it. I fight him.
You're declining the deal.
Yeah, no deal, Baked Bread. I had a vision, and it was not a good one.
And even if he isn't, making a deal with a demon is never a good idea. You've heard
That's
stories.
what I always say.
Yeah. If you're going to the infernal realm when you die, you're still not going to be helping anyone to take you there. You look at him dead in the eye and you say, well, let me think about, hey, there's a fucking demon attack coming. You shout at the top of your lungs. You're pretty sure at least one person heard you. You asshole. Big Red growls and lunges at you, at which you dodge out of the way and just focus on getting back to where most of your company is making camp, yelling the whole time.
Demons! Baked Bread demons!
Upon hearing your warning, everyone scrambles for battle. You can hear the demons bellowing in the distance. They'll be here in force soon. You quickly climb onto the village rooftops and ready your bow as the demon hordes advance all around you. The battle wasn't as hopeless as Big Red made it seem it would be. He must have ran off as there was no sign of him. However, the company does take more than the usual casualties. One of the mercenaries start to openly complain. He said, why are we doing all this shit? You know the score. You don't like it, you can leave, the captain says. Yeah, and then I don't get paid, which is when, by the way? Oh, indefinitely. Look, would you sissies calm the fuck down? We got a break coming up in a few weeks. We'll go back to get paid, rest, re-equip, and whatever else they got there. But after break, we go right back out here, possibly even deeper. At this point, the whole company is turning against the captain. He doesn't look worried, though. The comment by the captain makes you think back to Big Red's little speech. You start wondering about your future while everyone begins talking amongst themselves about what to do next. A lot of them are saying the boss has lost his mind and is becoming suicidal.
Uh-oh.
So I can expect you to stay on, Loot Boy, the captain says?
I mean, as long as you don't hang yourself.
But going into deeper demon territory is suicide, you say. Probably right, but who wants to live forever? I have a family that I take care of too, you know. But my daughter's a captain in the Zelan army. She's stationed on the Toulon border, as a matter of fact. She might even get transferred to the Grand Alliance army. Don't know yet. Captain sighs heavily. I guess I'm lucky. Killing and battle are in my nature. I get to do it every day, and it seems to be enough. Look, I'm not going to beg you, but you're one of the best men I got in the damn company, and I'd rather not lose you. So I'll appeal to your nature. What's going on in the world today is some fucked up shit. Quite honestly, I don't think it's going to end well for any of us. Yep. You struggle and fight anyway.
So as he says this, I grab my lute and I say, something wrong in the world today.
The financial aid that you're providing for your family pales in comparison to what you're doing in the long term. You're making the world safer for them so they might be able to live. We've got the gates of hell on one side and death's door on the other, and both of them need to be closed. I don't know if that makes any of us the so-called good guys, but if there's any way I can protect my family, then I'm going to do it. What are you going to do? Are you going to stay in the company, or are you going to leave?
I'm going to stay in the company. I feel like I'm getting them turned around.
All right. Let's see. Okay, we're going to shoot forward another year, apparently. Guerrilla hit-and-run tactics and sabotage have greatly angered Velzix, causing him to divert forces where he might use elsewhere. It's odd, but the Chimera Company has been turned from an example of thugs for hire into heroic warriors by the Zelan government. But then the Zelan Empire has always been a bit heavy on propaganda. The fact that the company is working directly for it makes any politician that was remotely involved with the idea of hiring you in the first place to milk it for all it's worth. The real truth, however, is what's currently of the company is made up of the suicidal, desperate, or the insane. You're not sure which one you are at this point. Every now and then, the captain tells you to play a song, some elven song that you've never heard before, though apparently he really wants you to play it. He's silent for a while as you play, but then speaks of his son in a much harsher tone. Calls him a disappointment.
Oh, damn.
And he says, I didn't say stop playing.
I thought we were getting deep. Hold on. All right. I got the song for you. Cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little with a man in the moon.
You quickly return to playing and nothing more is spoken of it. As it happens, the song is one of the last things you play. Your lute is destroyed in battle a couple days later.
Oh, damn it. It's my favorite lute.
Two of the lookouts run back to the main camp one day and rush into the captain's tent. You can hear them babbling something about sun and death and doomed. You then hear him yelling at them to shut up and to speak clearly. The rest of the company starts to pick up their weapons as if expecting something to go down, and you follow suit. And that's when you look in the direction where the sentries ran and see a lone hooded figure.
Uh-oh. Is it baked bread?
Just then the captain comes out of his tent and speaks. Boy, you got a lot of balls showing up here before me. Didn't think you had them either. Figured you'd be hiding in some tower somewhere. He doesn't sound at all like you thought he would. I think this is that Zilax or Vizax.
Jizax. Velvic.
Are you going to attack him or are you going to wait?
I'm going to wait.
This is the Necromancer Lord. Even if you are fast enough to get a shot at him, you doubt the arrow is going to connect. He's probably got all kinds of magical shields to protect him for whatever it is he's here for. The Necromancer Lord has proposed a temporary alliance to assassinate Velzix. The captain is hesitant about this at first, but an agreement is made on payment, and he accepts. The captain informs you all in more detail of what's going on. We're going to storm the gates of hell and close those fuckers for good. My son is going to provide magical support.
His son's the Necromancer?
His son's the Necromancer.
Ba, ba, ba.
And As you travel to Velzik's fortress, you overhear some of the conversations the captain is having with his son. A strained relationship, to be sure. You make good progress in the fortress, and then there they are, just like Velzik said they would be, a demon guard shouts. Haven't caught on yet, huh? The necromancer lord says, looking at the captain. Quit your bitching and start doing that death magic thing. You proceed to battle with the demon lord and mortal guards that attempt to stop you. The necromancer lord starts to raise the mortal guards after they've been killed.
Yeah.
But it begins to unnerve you that though when the necromancer lord starts raising your own fallen dead. Pretty soon the necromancer lord, the captain, you, and a bunch of corpses fighting off what seems to be an endless supply of Hell's Own. You begin to wonder if Velzik's already got a portal working.
Imagine this is the most epic battle of all time. I'm just like,
there's
flinging arrows.
Like Led Zeppelin's playing.
Yeah. Pulling out a dagger and stabbing something that falls and dies, and then the necromancer kid like raises like, "Do you love me now, Dad? Look at me now, Dad."
Yeah.
You said you never play with dead things, but look, Dad.
As you get closer to Velzik's inner sanctum, even the undead troops are being decimated at an alarming rate. You've been wounded several times and are extremely tired. You don't want to think about any of this. Even in the heat of battle, you start to take your mind elsewhere with a tune inside your head.
It was the heat of the moment.
Fuckers are without end. Come on, raise these guys and let's go. You hear the captain yell, followed by, no lying down on the job anymore, boys. You're not quite dead yet, though, and the necromancer lord and his dad aren't waiting around, so they continue on, quickly leaving you behind. As your life force ebbs and more demon guards run past your body, you don't know if what you did was worth it or even the right thing. All you know is you did what you could and hope your actions have made some sort of difference. You then smile because you know you'll see your family again someday. Big Red was wrong about your fate. There was no hell, just peace.
Oh.
The end.
So I died?
You died. You died fighting the hordes of hell.
That's true.
At the gates of Hades itself.
I like to think it's like the light is falling from my eyes. I look out, and the necromancer lord and his dad embrace, and he whispers in his ear, "I'm so proud of you, son."
Yeah. It's a good thing you didn't attack him.
Yeah. I like that ending better.
You like that ending better? Is that the ending you want to go with?
Yeah, because I can only imagine, like, if it hurts to play music in the other room, you're hearing demons get it on. Like, I imagine that's like when you see snakes in coitus. Like, I feel like demon sex is the same way.
Like you're trying to hit one with a pool noodle.
Yeah, exactly. Ugh. Although if you do that to demons, like the pool noodle just burns up, and maybe they like it too.
Yep.
I don't know. Not for me. Oh, but I love these. These are fun. And this is a good one. I like this one. It's funny. We've done 3 so far. The first one may be my favorite still. The second one had a lot of choices, but again, a lot of dead stuff in it. And this one, there was not as many choices.
It felt this one kind of like I was like, and honestly, like it's not. I mean, it's a good story, but there's a lot here. Like I'm skipping over a lot of paragraphs that are just, it's just, extra imagery and description and stuff like that, which is great. But people don't want to hear me narrate a story.
Yeah, I feel like
I'm not gonna get hired to read an audiobook, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I feel like this one was more, just like there's like 4 choices and it just kind of takes you a couple different directions. But no, it was pretty fun.
I mean, there's still tons. So I mean, there will always be another one.
Oh yeah. Well, I enjoyed it. Because one, I now have a name for my ghost, which I appreciate. But
bread.
But as we're tidying up, do you have any Richard's closing thoughts?
Let's see. How should I wrap this up? Things are not always what they appear to be at first glance. Sometimes the necromancer lord can just be somebody's beautiful baby boy. Sometimes a demon just wants a live music box in their house. But storming the gates of hell is a pretty cool, with an undead army, is a pretty cool way to die.
Yeah, if you're going to go, that'd be a good way to go.
Like, epic that's story. Something you'd airbrush on the side of a van.
Yeah. You know, going back to like the music that would be played for the two demons while they're getting on, I bet it was Slipknot.
You think so?
Yeah, you're like, I push my fingers into my...
Disagree. I bet it was something like, John Tesh or the Carpenters.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yep. Don't you remember you told me you love me, baby?
And then from the other room you hear, ta-da! You're like, you think it'd be like some kind of like crazy heavy metal? No, John Denver.
Yeah.
Well, before I jump into housekeeping, Richard, I first just want to thank everybody for voting for us for the 2022 Podcast Awards. We, Richard, have been trying for years to get into the slate of this. And
don't say that. Don't say, well, we've been trying for years. Like,
no, this is the
first time.
The first time ever doing it.
And it happened.
It's so easy. This has never crushed my soul one bit.
I mean, it just I don't know. It just happened. I don't get it. I mean,
it's never this time of year.
We were just kind of like haphazardly, like, oh, well, maybe this will do a thing. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm never like, oh man, maybe I should make a deal with Bake Bread. But no, we got in the slate of the 2022 Podcast Awards for Best Male Host. And what that is they start out with a number of podcasts. There's a voting period by listeners, and they narrow it down to 10, and we are one of the 10. So I think it's the 30th is International Podcast Day, somewhere in there. They're going to announce the winners. So super excited about that. Richard and I will get to make a video of our acceptance of it, which we may or may not win. I don't know, but they still want acceptance for the award ceremony. So I wonder if we should make two. We should make one where we win and one where we don't, and then we can share both of them.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. We'll make one of each, and then we'll just put both on the podcast regardless.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah.
But again, I want to thank everybody who went out and voted for us. Like this, this really does mean a lot to me. I mean, we've been doing this show for 8 years, and it's just kind of cool to be in a spot where you're with like 10 other podcasts. And it'll be on the website forever and definitely for the year. So, congratulations to you, Richard. And again, super excited for this.
And to you as well, sir.
But as we always do, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. Visit our website, we're languageofbromance.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at languageofbro. Email us at bros@languageofbromance.com. And we'd like to thank the two patrons that would fight side by side with us at the gates of hell, Wendy and Aaron.
Yeah, they can pick the music.
Yeah, Aaron would be the musician there.
He'd be like John Tesh.
All right. Well, is there anything else before I close her out?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, that's all the Bromance have for this show. I'm Shawn.
And I'm Richard.
And remember, don't be a why. Be a why not. Cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man in the moon.
Never stop playing.